Hope you're having a good day. Crack that whip.
All right. So 9.3, functions. And so there's a couple definitions of a function, but here's the word one. A function is a relation, which is a set of coordinates, in which no two ordered pairs have the same first coordinate. So in other words, there's no repeating x's. If you have a repeating x, it's not a function. Like here, you just look at the x's, -2, 0, 3, 4. This is a function. But if you find -3, -2, 1, 3, 4, that's a function. I'm trying to find one that's not a function here. -2, -1, 2, 3, that's a function. Oh, -1, 2, 3, 3. See how you have 3 show up twice? That's not a function. So this set n is not a function. Anyways, that's what we're after there. And the other way they'll do it later on in the lesson is when you graph it, if it, like this one right here, is not a function because it fails the vertical line test. If you draw a vertical line, it goes through 2 points or more than 1 point, which means there's repeating x's, like that's -1, whatever, and that's -1. But like that, you can just look at it. This is a function. This is not a function because you could draw a vertical line and it's going to go through. And this is a function because you never go through more than 1 point. So if it's graphed, it's the vertical line test. Draw a line and it passes the vertical line test. It means it never goes through more than 1 point. Anyways, so here we go. So make a circle map for each relation and determine whether it's a function. I'm just looking. Here's -2, 7, and 0. There's no repeating x's. So this is, you can have repeating y's, that doesn't matter. Anyways, so when you do a circle map, here's your domain and here's your range. Here's your x's and here's your y's. This is your domain, this is your range. And so -2 goes to 4. So I just draw an arrow. Now let's make sure, do they have arrows? Yeah, they have arrows. And then 7 goes to -1. And 0 goes to -1. Right? Anyways, doesn't matter if you have repeating y's, you just can't have repeating x's. So here I did my my x's, my domain. You don't have to label domain and range, but the x's are the first one, the y's are the second one. So you can tell it's not a function. Oh, or am I supposed to say and determine if it's a function? This one's a yes. This one's going to be a no because you got 4 and 4. This is the no. I don't even need to do this circle diagram or circle mapping. Anyways, -4 goes to -3. 4 goes to 2.5. 4 goes to 5. And so right here you can see how you have 2 arrows coming out of the same number. You can see from the circle map that's not going to be a function. If you couldn't see it that way, then just list. And if you get the x showing up twice, anyways, 5 goes to 3. So here's my circle map, and it's not a function because I have repeating x's, or I have 2 arrows coming out of the same number. So again, I got them listed in order. 5 goes to 1, 0 goes to 9, and 4 goes to -2. So is this a function? And the answer, I can look at this, is yes, because there's only 1 arrow coming out of each number on the left, each of the x's. And look at, there's no repeating x's. So this is a yes, it's a function. All right, so that's skill set number 1. Skill set number 2 is find the following. So again, I'm just gonna make a table, and rather than, this is like y. F of x is like the y, which is the right side of the equation. here it's f of x equals 3x minus 4. So it's like y or f of x. Here's your 3x minus 4. So when you plug in 0, 3 times 0 is 0, minus 4. So you got 0 minus 4 is negative 4. So there's one coordinate. So if find the following. So I'm just finding the f of x, or finding the y, or finding the range. You know, given these inputs, these are like my inputs and my outputs. 3 times negative 2, that's negative 6 minus 4. Bad guys and bad guys, there's a lot of bad guys. Plug in 2, 3 times 2 is 6 minus 4, that's 2. And 12 minus 4, that's 8. So I'm just gonna do it like a table there. I think that's a way easier way of doing it. They're not asking for you to write the coordinates or anything. That's all they're asking you to do. It's our skill set number 2. And then number 3, this is the vertical line test. Like I said, this would be not a function. It goes through more than one point. This is a function. This is not a function, because you could go through more than one point. This is a function. So for skill check number 3 here, then find the range, and here it is. So this is kind of like the other one. So here's my f of x, which is the x over 2 plus 4, which is kind of like the y, right? Anyway, so when I plug in negative 2, what's half of negative 2? You get negative 1 plus 4, which is 3. When you plug in 4, divided by half of 4 is 2 plus 2, or 2 plus 4 is 6. When I plug in 6, divided by half of 6 is 3 plus 4. That's 7. And half of 9 is 4.5 plus 4 is 8.5. 4.5 plus 4 is 8.5. And so what did they ask for here? Find the range on number 1. So I need to go R equals and list my range, which is 3, 6, 7, and 8.5. That's my range. That's how I do that. That makes sense? All right, so then here, we're just gonna say whether it's a function or not. Is this a function? Yeah. Number 2 is a yes. Number 3, is that a function? No, right here. You're just finding the no. Right there, you got repeating it fails the vertical line test. So that's a no. Number 4, that's going to be yes. It passes the vertical line test. And then number 5 is a no. It'll fail the vertical. It just has to fail once to fail. So it's a no. Just has to fail once. Anyways, hope that makes a lot of sense. Hope that's helpful. Love you, buddy.